How many times have you apologized hoping it would heal the relationship, but actually it only led to you feeling more ignored, blamed, or even disrespected? There comes a time when continuing to say, I'm sorry, actually does more harm than good. So let's talk about that today and when it's time to stop apologizing and start protecting your own peace. I have 4 points for you today, so let's dive right in. Number one is apologizing doesn't always bring healing. A genuine apology is healthy, of course. We all know that. It can show humility and love. But if you've apologized for something once, twice, or maybe 10 times and nothing changes, then it's no longer about healing in that facet of the relationship. It's basically a tool for your child to hold power against you. You know, if your child dismisses your apology or maybe continually demands more, you're not in reconciliation. You're in a cycle of control. And I know a lot of moms that are feeling that way because true healing doesn't come from endless apologies. It comes from mutual respect and accountability, that mutual respect for the relationship with one another. Number two is when apologies enable disrespectful behavior. So I see this a lot. You know, if every time you say, I'm sorry for the way this happened when you were 10, or I'm sorry that I said this, or I'm sorry if I said that, or I'm sorry if I inserted myself when I shouldn't have, if every single I'm sorry is met with criticism, then new demands or more blame, if it just perpetuates the cycle in that conversation, then your apology is not peaceful. It's fueling the problem and it's time to stop for your own sake. It's just not helping to resolve the reconciliation or the angst with your son or daughter. You're basically rewarding poor treatment because they know it's just a matter of time before you come back and apologize for the same thing over and over. And, you know, and that's the interesting part is many moms have a whole list of things that we could apologize for. I'm not saying don't ever do that. I'm just saying don't continually do it. If the apology is met with love and peace and, you know what, mom, I forgive you, not to say it's going to happen immediately, but when it doesn't happen that way at all after many times, that is your cue to know that respect is a two-way street. The constant apologies can actually teach them that you'll expect and accept disrespect, right? And we don't want to do that. It's not healthy for either one of you. And you can't change someone else's behavior by shrinking yourself. And that's usually what happens for moms. You're apologizing over and over. And what ends up happening is they're sitting back, depending on where they're at in their journey, emotionally, mentally, physically. If they're looking to change, then this probably isn't happening. If your son or daughter is kind of idle right now and not looking to change for themselves, you're kind of shrinking yourself and they're enjoying that. So if you're a mom that's tired of apologizing, I want to invite you to something that could change everything for you to offer you support. If you're a mom looking for coaching, if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, group coaching, you just know that you need someone to hold your hand through this, and that's okay. I wish I would have had someone to hold my hand through this. You know, this isn't a coaching session. Please note that. It's a conversation where I can learn more about what is going on in your situation, but also how this is affecting you. That's the bigger question, because I need to know these things so I know if I can recommend my coaching or some other resource for you. So, and also this October, I'm hosting the Rise Retreat here in Florida, which is going to be a weekend designed to help moms step out of guilt and into healing. And you're going to hear some powerful testimonies, connect with other women, and also join a live Q&A with my daughter. So don't miss the chance to stop feeling stuck and start rising again for yourself. So all the information on both of those are in the show notes or below in the video section. Number three is when you're apologizing for the past, you can't change. Have you ever thought of it like that? Many moms carry so much guilt for parenting decisions that we made years ago. But apologizing over and over for that past doesn't fix the present. And I'm quite sure that you made the best choices you could with the wisdom and the resources you had. I feel like that's a saying that a lot of people use, but it's true. I did the best I could with what I had, and we went through a lot of difficult times when my kids were young. I was divorced. I was a single mom for 6 years, lots of ups and downs, but I definitely made the best choices I could with what I had. I had a support system in my family with my parents to help me navigate all of this. You need support through this journey. You need to find your tribe because don't continue to do this alone. It's nearly impossible, to be quite honest. Apologizing for those past things, continuing to do that, is going to keep you stuck in shame. It gives them permission to avoid their own responsibility because they can just come right back to you and say, but mom, don't you remember you said this or you did this? So at some point, you have to forgive yourself and stop living in yesterday and stop looking through the rearview mirror because, my friend, you need to move forward. And you can't do that when you're looking in the rearview mirror. And number 4 is apologizing can become your default response. If I'm sorry is an automatic reply, even when you've done nothing wrong, think about this. You have been trained to carry everyone else's emotions. I know a lot of people like this. And that, I believe, takes away your self-respect. And over time, it might even take your child's respect away. So that might be something you want to look at if that is you. You're not responsible for managing their feelings or their choices. You're responsible for living in truth, dignity, your self-worth. And I know that this can really erode that. And that's where a lot of this coaching and all this work can take place to better you in your life, which in turn is going to help the relationship. So just remember that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do as a mom is to simply stop apologizing and stand firm in who you are. Not in a cocky way, not in a nasty way, but in a loving way. You need to be strong and hold your head up, put your chin up, right? You're a human being as well. You're not just a mom. Don't let them shrink you. And just remember also that apologizing isn't wrong. There's a time and a place for it, but it's not meant to be this endless spiral. And some of you are experiencing that. And once you've spoken some truly heartfelt words to them, that's your freedom to move forward. You don't have to continue to do that. So don't let the apologies keep you trapped in guilt, shame, or allow the disrespect. God has already forgiven you for whatever that is. If you've asked for forgiveness from Him, you're forgiven. And now it's time to forgive yourself. And I know that can be harder. We want to protect your peace and remember you're worthy of love and respect as well. I hope this blessed you. I'll see you in the next episode. God bless.